Yes, there we are. We've even got our own intro now. Welcome back to Braw Cast. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. Get it up here. You're going to be hearing a lot of that during the show. I'm Billy Kirkwood. It is bloody roasting. If you've managed to make it through today without melting, congratulations. If you've got a beard especially, that is going to be particularly difficult, but we're managing to get through it. I hope you're very well. I hope you're staying safe, and I hope you're like none of the bangers that are trying to ruin everything else for us. I'm Billy Kirkwood. Let's get on a very special guest. Before we kick things off, though, please feel free to like and share this. Let's get as many eyes as we can from the Brawtherhood and beyond. Welcome a special guest. Very excited to have him on the show. Please give it up for Mr. Sean McKenzie. Sean, how the devil are you, mate?
How you doing, Billy?
I'm fucking roasting, mate. I'm proper dying. I am struggling at this. Before we kick things off, and I can't even believe just before we started recording, I got a chance to ask you, what is the selection? I noticed, first of all, you have a Walter and a dude from the Big Lebowski.
I do indeed.
Mate.
Mate, you get the other one.
I've got the other one. Yeah, I've got let's see, I've got the. I think we've got the same. We've got different dudes as well.
We've got different dudes. Yeah, you get series one.
Yeah, anyone tuning in? There we go.
You get series one. I've got series two.
You know the worst thing is, one of my Waynes got into my fucking Jesus. Still livid about it.
I've banned all my nieces and wee cousins and stuff they ever enter my room ever.
Mate, if I'd have known they were going to do it, I'd listen. If we're going to see into the future, I'd have sewn my dick shut. There's no two ways about it. This is going to be a different show tonight. We're excited to get Sean on. Sean, first of all, how are you tackling with this hot weather, mate? It must be an absolute nightmare. Where is it you are right now?
Yeah, I'm in Blantyre. Blantyre. It's a native of Blantyre pronounces the T.
Don't get me started about pronunciation. I live down in Ayrshire. There's a place called Dreghorn, and everybody pronounces it Driggin, and it's like, I know. Okay, there's no silent G, but we'll go with it. So how is it there in Blantyre? Is it boiling?
It's been absolutely scorching since the weekend, man. So been out painting a fence all day because that was clearly the smart thing to do. Like put a ginger in the sun. That never ends.
I didn't want to say it, but we've all got that ginger gene going on us Scots. So, I'd say that I can get burnt under one of these energy saving bulbs.
Legitimately worked outside on overcast days and come back going, why man pain? All right, I'm sunburnt.
I've got a quick interesting comment before we kick things off. Sean sounds like a Scottish Barry White. Yeah, absolute shagger. Good for you. Good for you, Sean.
Maybe still try to get in my pants.
Listen, I'm sure there's an app somewhere that's for a very specific type of...
just for Davey and me.
Yeah, you're just sitting there going, bigbeardiesbodsdeep.com. There's only two guys on here. What the fuck? There's only two guys on here. We're going to get into, Sean, because one of the things is you're a bit of a Renaissance man. Every time I talk to someone about you, every time I talk to you, I learn something else. For a start, I knew that you were a bit of a fan of wrestling, but only through mutual friends, I found out that you'd had a bit of time in the squared circle yourself.
I did indeed. Started training when I was 16, made my debut when I was 18, and then eventually retired at 20 because of uni and stuff. But
all right. I thought you were going to say started training 16, made my debut at 18, retired at 18. Nah, I
was talking about it for a wee bit. Me and my mate Danny used to wrestle as part of a tag team called RTA, and we'd get what arses wanted to us every time. I think I've won a grand total of 2 matches. But the best part is my favourite random trivia thing with my own wrestling career that nobody asks and nobody cares is I've got a pinfall victory over myself. Right. We're doing a holiday camp show, and me and Danny were fighting each other, and we'd planned out this match that we thought was awesome. And as they were calling the names, they're like, "Here's your good guy. This is Sean McKenzie." We're like, "No,
that is how they do it on the camp. That is how they do it on the camp."
So Danny went out as me. I went out as him.
That must have been an interesting bit giving shit to yourself. Shut your face, McKenzie!
Listen, Sean, any more of your crap.
Right, so we'll get in about the whole career because God, you have done a bit of everything, mate. We'll come back to the wrestling a wee bit because at least listen, I'm just waiting for the wrestling to come back. It is on TV, which is fine, but I want the live wrestling. Well, AEW's all right, but WWE's is a bit weird. Although it's getting better. The fact that they've started bussing people in to go, be a crowd. You're no early, are you? No, that's fine. You can be a crowd. That's a bit weird. Although, if anyone watched Monday Night Raw the other week, and sorry, I didn't mean to make this too wrestling chatty, but they put up see-through barriers. What do you call it? Perspex? Have I got that right? That's not the bra thing. That's Playtex. Perspex. They got clear perspex around the ring. So it looks like ice hockey.
It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird. I'm wondering if that's what it's going to be like in the football and what have you. Although the horse racing's back. Yay. Fucking horse racing. Right. We'll get in about it though, as well as the pro wrestling. Why what did you go to uni to study, Sean?
I studied technical production arts at the RSAMD. In reality, I was just a grunt that made shows work. So backstage technical theatre.
Because you've worked on stuff all over. I think last time I talked to you, you were down south getting ready for was it a tour or something? Because it's when we did the video of the 13th Note.
Oh, then I was, I just came back. I went away for 2 months with a circus.
Aye.
And I was getting ready to go down, we filmed with you, and then about 2 days later, I bust myself down to West Horsley to spend 3 months in the middle of a field working on an opera.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. It was actually, the festival was actually pretty cool because the rig was ridiculous. The shows themselves were, well, I don't really mind opera. It's not a thing I go to listen to, but it's not a thing I mind working on. But the crew and the team that I was working with were absolutely brand new. So
that makes a difference. That makes a difference.
It makes a lot of difference, man.
What do you think's the weirdest thing you've worked on?
The weirdest thing I've worked on in general?
Aye.
I've done a whole lot of contemporary theatre in the past, and some of them are straight up bizarre. There was one where I accidentally walked into the rehearsal because I'd been storing kit in that room, and I was just trying to get a light so I could go on with whatever the hell I was doing. And I walked in, and there's a lassie sitting in a chair with a notepad, and there's this other lassie on the deck, completely naked, wearing a dug collar and eating cat food out of a bowl. And they were like, you need to leave. This is a rehearsal. And I was like, no, this is a fetish. And I just need to get this and then I'll leave. You do this anywhere else.
I'm not here to kink shame anybody. I'm not here to give anybody a hard time. But if you get caught doing something, just open up and say it's a fetish or a kink, man. You're never going to hear about somebody wanking in the meat aisle at Farm Foods and go, this is a rehearsal. I think you'll find.
Excuse me, this is a contemporary performance.
How dare you? This got 10 stars in The Guardian. I don't know if stars are in The Guardian. Give a fucking no idea. I think I got, I've had some good reviews in my time, but I got one of the worst ever in The Guardian was Billy Kirkwood's passable joke. Passable? Fuck you. Passable fucking cunt.
Listen, mate, just because you don't have a sense of humour, all right?
Well, that's a how dare I? I have a sense of humour. So you've sort of bounced about. Let's see, you went to the RSMD. How did you hit the ground running? Because in that industry, man, it's all about getting that practical experience and hitting the road straight away. Where did you go once you got out of college or uni?
While I was in uni, I was working for Scottish Opera, doing stage stuff, and I was also working casual for the Citizens Theatre as a lampy for them. So once I finished, I done a bit more from the sets, and I took basically the way I operate is first come, first serve. So whoever offers me a job, I don't really care where this pub goes, so long as the money's decent. So I've kind of bounced about all over the show. And then 2015, I started working full-time at the Gaiety through an air, which the inertia boy you might be familiar with.
I know all about it.
Decided that after being there for a couple of years, I got a bit annoyed. And my mate Snedden was working for Crew Tech and told me about a job up in Turkmenistan, working on a massive big show over there, and I just messaged his boss, like, I went in. Just got in my work, was like, yeah, cool, I'm going away for a couple of months, bye, and buggered off and done that, came back, quit, and then went freelance again.
Brilliant. And so then you're just going from job to job. I know what freelance is like, so as the offers come in, boom, you take them and away you go.
Aye, like it's worked out better for some, worse for others. That circus job, for example, I was 2 days in on that and kind of hating it a wee bit just because I wasn't enjoying it. And I get an offer going, oh, it's an immediate start for this other job, and it's a tour, and it's really good. The money was literally double. And I was just like, I've agreed to do this. Like, I can't just bugger off. I'd love to bail and do that, but unfortunately, I can't. Just shot myself a wee bit.
We've all had those gigs where you go, I should have been doing the other one. Exactly. I should have been doing it, but I've given them a word. Listen, this ladies' lunch at 3:00 in the afternoon is exactly the gig I should be doing. Instead of that, doing that much better paid one that sounds so much fun. That's what social media will kill you when you inevitably get that message from one of your pals at the other gig or the other job going, mate, it's a great time. You should be here. Fucking asshole.
It's a shame you're missing it. Like, great. Cheers for rubbing in.
Exactly. They'll always find a way to rub it in. Although I'd say that I was asking all the different jobs you had. Before we get into that, I honestly, Sean had said, "I'll fucking about all over the shop," or was it? And I literally thought he said a fucking shop, and very matter of factly wrote a fucking shop done. And I was just like, I guess that's a thing. I don't know what that is.
Theatre technician and part-time brothel owner.
Somebody's got to keep them going. That's all I've got to say. You're in there with your clipboard going, no, I think you'll find the finger goes in up to the knuckle. Otherwise, the EU Commission don't class that as fingering. So if you could just get over that.
That's an extra 50 pence if you want that.
It's an extra 50p. I'll just write that down. All right, even what? Because we're not talking about because have you worked all over Europe?
No.
No.
I've worked in the UK, and the furthest I've been is Turkmenistan. So.
Of course, yeah.
I'd love to work. Like for a while, I contemplated moving to Madrid because there's that many theatres just in the city centre. But if I could get a week after them all, I'd be dancing. But they don't speak Spanish, so it kind of ruined it.
That could be. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a good shouting, pointing, and I would say that it's. I've seen you point, and I've seen you with a stern look in your face. So I reckon that would probably get to the folk in Madrid. I nearly said Madrid.
That worked in Ashgabat because the locals there only speak Turkmen and Russian, and there was a couple of times where it was like, yeah, and suddenly I'll get a bunch of people who don't speak English that understand perfectly what I'm telling them.
That would tell you, hey, yes, you come with me. I understand what the hairy, angry Scottish monkey is saying. That's it. I did a gig actually in Bahrain. Not about a few years ago, and it was half and half. First of all, you weren't allowed to swear, or allowed to do sexual stuff, which is difficult for me, but not impossible. Yeah, it was. But one of the things was, I loved that I was swamped afterwards by a bunch of the locals who had said it seemed their English was great, but their Scottish was not good. for example. Yeah, for example, when they had went, oh, your English is very good, considering it must be your second language. Why don't you use that on stage? And it's like, I fucking was. Sorry, I don't understand what that means. Oh, you think I fucking was as a word all smashed up together?
We'll get mates over in Spain, and we went to visit them at one point. And we went for lunch. My mate Hector speaks good English. Mrs. Laura speaks good English as well. But they asked me something, and I responded, and I said it. Snedden then had to say it again. My mate Ross, who's Oban, who speaks much more politely, he said it. Then Hector had to translate it into Spanish, so Laura could understand what the fuck I just said. So it was like 4 people just to help understand what the words are actually coming in my mouth. Well.
Maybe the Madrid move wasn't that a bad idea, but who knows?
It's really not a good idea. That and the heat here kills me, so moving over there, I would die within a week.
Tell me about it. And there's I was wondering if you're working in a fucking shop. Just the heat alone. Oh, God. Although, at least it wasn't a sex shop. That was our big worry. I thought maybe he's worked in maybe he's part of like the.
Well, let's face it, if you're going to work in one, you need to work in one of the big multi-story ones that you've been talking about.
Oh, look, well, hang on a second. I saw when I was in Orlando. I think it might have even been Al's sex shed. I'm not even making that up. I think it was Al's sex shed in Orlando, Florida. It's like I want to go in. I want to see 2 stories of dildos. I want to see just so you can do that. Yeah, just so you can do that old joke and go, is this a sex shop? Yeah, great. I'll have $5 worth, please. And just to see what you get on. Although I love the idea of going, what's your biggest dildo? And have them bring out something like, I don't know, like, the lightsaber or something and going, well, I guess it's pretty big.
Something the size of an actual human being. Like,
yeah, if I could, a penis shaped, someone's talking. Oh right, sorry. Someone's trying to ask you. Someone's actually just said, "I can't believe you mentioned Al sex shed." Yes, right. So after this, we're going to be doing a live stream from Al's sex shed. We got to talk first of all. Let's talk about the beard and your look, because I know your music influences. I know the lifestyle differences. I always like asking the people because. It gets to a point where you're at school and you start turning into little shades and little shapes of the person you're going to become. Right. And when do you think that all kind of started coming together, or were you, who you are? I mean, we all change. What's the saying? Like you change every 5 years or something, you start developing. When did you think you started going, I'm a little different from the other cats here at school? When did that happen?
Oh, that was primary school. I stood out like a sore thumb. Everybody else was wanting to listen to whatever the pop music and stuff was, and I grew up with my dad listening to Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. So I gone to one of my mates' houses, and they had some poster of some crappy like modern 90s thing on the wall, and I was like, I've got a giant poster of Ozzy Osbourne and Zakk Wylde. Like, yeah, I'm definitely winning at this.
Well, it's one of my kids have actually, of all things. It's come out of nowhere, but they started listening to Twisted Sister, and part of me is going like, it's not the most obvious thing, but it's like, I'll take it.
Mate, you can't even hear you but a fucking Dee Snider.
I'll take it. It was like, yes! If I could just get one of them to watch wrestling next, there's hope. So we go from that, and we're getting out in the big wide world, and that's when people start really sort of developing. I hate using the phrase looks, because people don't have looks. I mean, don't get me wrong. You like to look in the mirror and go, "Oh, like that guy," and away you go. Yeah. But we started growing the beard. When did you kick off with the beard? Because the red hug that's given your trend is stupendous.
I was determined when I was in high school that I was going to have some form of facial hair, so I grew my sideburns out because that's all I could grow at the time.
That's what we all do. That's what you've got the big Jack the Ripples.
And when I got my goatee, finally managed to come in properly when I was 18. So I kicked it for years with just this stupid wee bit on my chin. Right. And when it was back in like 2011, end of 2010, start 2011, I decided I was going to grow it all out. I stopped shaving for a wee bit, started growing decent. And I was like, cool, I'll see how big I can make this go. And I was about to tidy it up one night, totally mucked it completely up. And was like, right, just took it back to the chin and let that grow. So that's why this bit's huge and the sides are tiny. Eventually, I got to a point where I decided to keep the mustache, because with the long hair and the long chin, but having no mustache, I look like some kind of weird, like discarded puppet for the fucking Planet of the Apes or something.
I had the no mustache thing for a wee while back, and I always thought, despite the tattoos, despite everything, I always felt like I looked like a folk singer. Do you know what I mean? Like a goth folk singer. Is that even a thing? Not that I'm giving anybody a hard time that goes for that look. See if you can rock it, then more power to you. But I particularly looked like, this guy looks like he owns a farm somewhere. I'm never quite able to pull that look off. So we've got the beard. So the beard starts coming in round about now?
Came in properly was this length about 2012, 2013. But right. The mustache and nice sidey bits back then. So it was 2013 I decided I was going to go Beast for the X-Men for Halloween. So I just grew the rest of the beard out and decided I was just going to keep it hot. So
So, did you go all blue?
I completely blue.
Oh,
it took me. I was 3 cans of spray just to get the hair and the beard done. And I had short hair at the time, so yeah, I was dedicated to that. But
fucking hell, were you finding? You must have been finding blue all over the place for months.
Genuinely, like for about a week after it, I'd shower and be like, how is there still blue?
I went. I had to go to Luminous for a kids' TV show once on the top half, and I basically had day glow nipples for about a month. It was not nice. It was not nice. Just literally, I was like, I wish I had the fucking balls to take these off in the dark, so I could just see if the glue.
Like, I think I've been starting too close to radiation.
Should I worry about this? Does anybody want to check if this milk's all right? So we get on for that. So we're on the beard. Well, so what are you doing in your life round about this point? Because I know you're working away. What's other things you're doing to sort of chill out and get into life before becoming a part of the beard community? If that's what we're going to call it, let's call it that for just now. Before you become a part of that, how do you become aware of that being a sort of facet of, so we say, the alternative lifestyle?
I didn't even have a clue. I mean, I always thought people that gathered for beards and stuff were just like, I'm talking 2013, so I'm 24 and I'm a bit stupid. Not much smarter now, but I always thought that kind of thing, like beard oil, beard care, all that kind of stuff. I assumed it was all just hipster crap. It wasn't until I was actually on a job. I was out on tour in 2013, and I get a text off Davey Easton, who Brawtherhood knows as the legend that is, and he asked if I wanted to join the Glasgow Beard and Moustache Club, and I was like, "What is this? Is this a thing?" And it was the stage manager I was working with, Jules, just took one look at me and went, "Look," like, I read the message and I was like, "Is this a thing?" And she's like, "Join it. If you don't join it, I'm going to boot you." And I was like, "All right, fine." So talked to Steadon about it. Me and him joined up, and a week later we had our first meeting with Cuth and Davey and Gregor, and it was absolutely brilliant. And I've been a part of that club ever since.
Now, before we get into that, right? Somebody turns around and tells you there's a Glasgow Beard and Moustache Club, right? Now, at this point, are you thinking, as a lot of people would, Masons, what is this? Like, because you're never entirely sure. Whenever anyone has said to me, like, there's a club you can join. I'm all right. I don't know what the club is. I'm all right.
See, it was just that my mentality before that, because I drive bikes and stuff. They might have people like, "Oh, do I join a bike club?" No, I get zero interest in that.
Yeah.
The idea of doing a beard club, I was like, "What is this? Is this the hipster equivalent of bike gangs? Like, what is? We're going to go and fight some shaved folk? Like, what is this?" Then I met up and realised that the BrawBMC is basically just raise money for charity and get absolutely smashed. And was like,
"That's it.
This is the kind of club I can get into."
It's basically what Scotland's been built on now.
And then occasionally do something healthy.
And it was good for me because I got to meet a whole bunch of the guys over the last couple of years at the Braw Beard and Moustache Championships. Whole bunch of the guys are there. So as well as doing the other things with them, you've been a big pal to Braw, I think it'd be fair to say. So when does it come to the point? And I asked this about everyone because it's such a weird thing. Because when you're growing up, nobody tells you, "Oh, you need to put beard oils in. You need to comb your beard." Like, nobody tells you these things. I mean, I'm sure barbers and it's passed down from generations, but it's not exactly something you get in home economics at school.
No,
because we're guys, we're just meant to look like we look normally. We're either meant to look all right or fucking like we're falling through a hedge, I should say. Which
definitely the latter one for me.
Yeah, well, for me, it's still the way to settle any fight is pushing your mate through a shed. A hedge, I should say. If you can push him through a shed.
Push him through a hedge into a shed.
If you can do that. I mean, when I was growing up at school, that was the way to settle any fight. And if you were pushed through a hedge, it's like, and you couldn't, as you came back out going, "How you?" Even the other mates in your group would go, "It's done. You went through a hedge. It's done."
That's the argument settled.
It's done. It's basically the Scottish equivalent of a duel. It's done. All right. We'll let it go. It's like the Hunger Games, but with gardening. I don't know. So you're getting. So when do you become aware of beard oils and sort of grooming, but it not being like hey, I've got to put beard oil in because 2013, people are actually, guys are actually getting a little bit of empowerment in that way. They're going like, I can fucking look all right and I'll feel like a dick.
That was when I actually first tried beard oil, because I met JJ through the BrawBMC, and when folks was like, he runs a beard oil company, I was like, wait, somebody can actually do that for a living? Is that a thing? But gabbing away to him, and then realised, like, talking to a couple of other guys, I was like, right, I'm clearly missing something here, so I'll give it a try. And bought a bottle of grafter, gave it a bash, and never looked back. So here we are. It's been, 7 years now? Still using it.
Fuck, it's 2020. I keep forgetting.
I think, it was only 2 years ago. Oh, wait.
I have to go by everything in wrestling terms. I always go by, so when did... So let me think. So when did Stone Cold Steve Austin retire? Fuck me, that was 15 years ago. That was 15 years ago. God. Just need to count the grey pubes. But the thing is, just to take a little sideways before we talk a little more about Braw Beard oil. If you've got any questions for Sean, very quickly, you can put them in the comments down below, or even if you want to say hi, we always appreciate anyone in the Brawtherhood want to say hello to us. You can do that, but pop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Now, Sean, you've done some directing.
You could generously call it that.
We're gonna call it that. Now, one of the big things, certainly, about being a director, and I can say from my point of view, is sometimes it is a case of somebody's got to take this by the tiller and steer this bugger. How did you get into directing some video work? Because we've seen a whole bunch of it now, which you've done for Braw Beard. If you haven't got an opportunity to check it out, jump over and check some of the videos out on YouTube. It's all there. How did you get into that side of it?
I go into that because, John asked me and Snedden to do a photo shoot for him, and he wanted some kind of warrior look, and we're like, yeah, okay, kilts, we'll take some stuff, because we done battle reenactment at the time. So we'll take some parts of that, we'll add some kilts and war paint and whatnot. And after we'd done that then led, JJ asked me to be in an advert for him, which is the one with the wee guy Kev, and then he turns into me in a bathroom. Yes. But it was after that, it was a couple of months. Like, that's a lie. It was end of 2016, and then I started 2017. So a few months later, I was just walking into work, and me and Snedden had joked that we were calling ourselves the Brawriors because of that. And I was just had headphones in, minding a world of my own, just walking into work, and in my head it just went, Brawrior, come out to shave. And I was like, that's the thing. Like, I need to make that a thing. So I wrote this whole idea and sent it across to JJ, like, quite happily tell me day one if that's what you want, but I've got this idea, and he read it and he's just like, cool, this is a thing. How do you want to, like, how do you want to proceed with this? And I'm like, what? So I had a couple of, spoke to him, spoke to Chaz, had a couple of meetings, scout locations, getting bodies involved and stuff, and it was trying to do that while working at the same time. Probably wasn't the greatest idea, but I was happy with the ending.
Oh no! And do you know? I'm just thinking the Brawriors. I don't know if I've seen any merch or anything to do with that. I don't think. I know JJ's watching, so JJ, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, there isn't.
What? Why no?
There's Warrior Beard Oil. That's where the idea came from. It was like
the Brawriors. Are you joking? JJ, when wrestling comes back, sponsor a tag team. Call them the Brawriors. We've got Sean's ready to, Sean's ready to go. Fucking, we got this sorted. God, if I had to come, well, you came up with the idea, and I've just made a lot of noise. It's what I do for a living. It's what I do. So, but did you enjoy it? Because you went back and you did that a couple of times with a couple of different things you ended up sort of working on. So
it was a good laugh. I mean, just try to organise everything, and then that's what I'm used to doing for a living anyway. So yeah. The biggest problem I've got when it comes to that is trying to actually get the job done, because obviously just kind of using my mates and guys for that I know for beard clubs and Braw and stuff. So it's like trying to actually just on about talking shite and having a laugh and actually right, cool, right, we need to make this happen. That's a slight pain in the ass. That's the only part a pain in the arse of it.
Because you don't want to be the bad. You don't want to be the bad guy, do you?
Exactly. I know you're not having fun, but actually, let's do the thing that we're going to do.
You don't want to be like somebody's dad. Like, yeah, I know. Now listen, we're all having fun. Everybody knows I love the fun, but let's have fun and work as well, okay, everyone? I'll go get you some Tootsie Rolls or whatever fucking Americans eat. Talking about Braw, first of all, when it came down to photo shoots, right? And I'm always interested because I've asked this to Davey and I've asked this to Lindsay. Somebody says to you, "Hey, I want here. I've got this website." No. Somebody says to you, I've got this app. There's only 2 people on it. I want you to be in a photo shoot.
Right.
I want you to be a photo shoot website. What is the first thing that goes through your head when somebody says that to you?
Genuinely, I read the message just like, what? Like, you want me to take a photo shoot? Like, who am I, Pamela fucking Anderson? Like, no. This is like, I'll do it, but it better not get weird.
That's a great sort of disclaimer. I'll do it, but I'd better not get weird. If somebody comes out with like a collar and some cat food, I am fucking out of there.
Okay, exactly. Let's not get this in a contemporary theatre.
Sorry, this is a rehearsal. I thought this was a photo shoot. Quiet. What's that first experience like then? Because you're having your photo taken to be an ambassador, effectively, for Braw Beard, and it's so straight out the gates. What's sort of going through your mind? Is I know that John always likes to keep the photo shoots fun, and he always likes to keep them relaxed, so nobody's made to feel awkward. But how do you feel? Is this just another sort of bump on the road and a stop on the road for yourself, or is it something you go, I'm into this? It's nice to get the attention.
It's weird. I mean, I know, ironically, as I wrestled and stuff, but I've never been used to being like out there and in front of folk. I work backstage for a living, so especially by this point, I mean, it's been a good few years since I've been in front of a crowd, so I'm no used to being the centre of attention and stuff. And the biggest laugh is standing outside Canvas Net on Friday in the back of the van, getting on a t-shirt and like, is there any book? Because I need to change into this thing and put a kilt on. Trying to get changed in a rather public place without, flashing your ass to any unfortunate passers-by. But the experience itself wasn't bad. I mean, Chaz is a good guy. He was a good laugh. AJ's obviously, we've known him for a while at this point. But the whole actually having to just stand and take photos and like this feels so weird. The first wee bit is just like, this is really bizarre. Eventually, you kind of get into it, and you're like, "This, why are they trying that? That might be pretty cool." But that initial mindset, trying to get into it, that was a bit of a pain in the ass.
Well, I guess from you, because you've got that wrestling background, that little bit of performance, you can stay in character. I mean, so an idiot like me with ADHD, I never know what to do with my face. Like, literally.
To be fair, I was pretty much just like, I'm meant to be some kind of warrior. I'm just going to look perpetually raging the entire thing, which is easy because I have a face anyway.
I've got a default skill, which is I'm not angry. It's just that's how I look, and then I'm
it's like working stuff. Walk out like, mate, are you all right? And you're like, aye. You look like you're really pissed off. Like, no, I'm just stalling you. Like,
we'll tell it to your face. Well, no, I'm pissed off.
Well, no, I'm not exactly happy.
Fucking stab. No, it's so in terms of the Braw Beard Championships, we've got to talk about that because you're a huge figure there. I think that was the first place we met, maybe 2000. We had met before.
The first place we met was that bit we done last April.
Yeah. Oh, really? We hadn't met. Maybe I'd seen you.
It's because I'd only been to the championships. I've only been to the championships twice. The first time it was on, I went to that. Second year, I was working. The third year, I was at a circus and really wanted to be there, but didn't even want a choice, and then finally made it back this year.
Yeah. How do you find the championships? I mean, when something like that is put together and somebody says, there's going to be a bit, and people are, the Braw Beard Championships, people are coming from all over the globe, and that was like straight out the gate. Being a part of the Glasgow, did you find you were surprised by how it was embraced and how it became such an event?
See, I'd heard a couple of people, obviously knowing Davey and Cuff, and and met a couple of guys for the liver beards and stuff from BrawBMC, and I'd heard all of them talking about it, and was like, all right, well, these things are clearly bigger, and they sound like a good laugh, so they're bigger than I thought they were. So when it came time for JJ's, the Braw Beard Moustache champs, I was like, right, cool, well, there's a ginger beard category, I'm entering that, why the hell not? Just for a laugh. And got there and was like, all right, I didn't really know what to expect, but getting in and realising that it was basically just a massive piss up with a bunch of guys showing off facial hair, and I was like, yeah, I can get at this, why not? The weird part of that was some guy was making a documentary about it, so every time I'm going somewhere, I get some dude putting a camera on my face and just go to a point, and I was like, could you maybe do that? I'm pissed.
Don't hang about me. What if I say something dodgy?
It was the only part I really remember that filming thing was at the end when I walked outside and I was leaving, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't win, so are you disappointed?" And I was like, "I came in third. I genuinely expected to get told get off the fucking stage, so I'm quite happy."
Oh yeah, he's trying to get the narrative and the story.
I'm pissed and I'm having a great time. Like
he wants the voiceover. Sean is upset, so now he's drowning his sorrows. No doubt.
Sean is ecstatic, and well, he's half cut as well, so it's just doubling the goodness.
Sean wants to know where his pizza is. Where is the pizza?
The one back in February there was a few folks shouting that.
Don't get me fucking started, mate. Mine's went to some other table and some bastard ate it.
It's good pizza.
It is good. No, and that was the thing. I did actually go, that's fair enough. If a pizza randomly arrived at my table, I'd have eaten it. I'd at least had a slice. But it's such a great atmosphere at the championships. I think it'd be fair to say. And I know you use a lot of the Braw products. What's your kind of favourite just now? Because we always like to go, what do you think is, what would you say your favourite is just now?
Oh, I love the chocolate orange beard butter. JJ gave me, one of the first advert I done for him, he was just like, I can pay you or I can get you a mystery box. I was like, mystery box, why not? I was going to spend the fucking money and build the shop anyway. He gave us a box and it had the top of that when he just released it, and it was like, this smells incredible. Like, it got to the point I was walking about all day, every day, just like, I need a Terry's chocolate orange, like, right now.
that's funny.
Find one and give me one, like, I just need it.
Straight after the show today, I'm buying a pair of the black and green skateboard glasses for the website, and I'm also getting some of the butter, the chocolate orange butter from Moustache, because the beard's coming off, but I'm keeping the tash because it's part of my big plan. As I want to, eventually when I want to go back gigging, I just want people to go, why's he got a moustache like that? It's like, because I fucking have, mate.
Get yourself a Dr. Robotnik costume and then like boot a hedgehog across the stage.
To be honest, I'm halfway there. I mean, I've got a natural hate of blue animals, so it's which, or maybe that's a sectarian thing. I don't know. But I'm getting that straight after. I love that, the smell of the chocolate orange stuff.
Oh, I've been like stuck on that ever since. Like to the point, I was actually even going to buy some and send it to Eddie Hall, the strongman, for when he fights Thor Bjornsson. That's going to be a funny match to watch because neither one of them is a trained boxer. There's got to be two big mountain guys punching the lumps at each other.
I've watched both the training in its early days.
Right.
Thor has a little bit of MMA background, a little, not a lot, but he's got a little, and he's tall.
He went to a class once.
Aye, but then there's Eddie. I don't know. Eddie's kind of the favourite slightly for me because I think Thor might be a dick. There, I'm saying it. Come at me, bro. You've got a tiny head. That's.
Just looking at the two of them, you're like, a couple of good boxers can have a good boxing match. Two crap boxers are going to have a crap boxing match, and you two, it's just a spectacle to watch two giant behemoths punching the hell out of each other. And
the worst thing is, they'll be all slimmed down by then. Then, and I'll be like, it's not quite. I guess it's kind of all right. So it'll be two amateur boxers in a professional setting. I don't know. It'll only be any good if somebody. It's not like wrestling. It's like when you go
CM Punk at UFC or anything.
Oh, fuck, man.
Like, mate, sorry, you should probably have done this in your Gerton before he started trying to do it here.
Yeah. The CM Punk thing was always kind of like, but he's not going to win.
I watch it. Part of me wants to watch him get his heat kicked in. Part of me kind of wants him to win. But, to bring back this on that. Well, I tell you what, I'll tell you this right now. When it's Thor versus Eddie, we'll get everyone together we'll get like Drygate or something, and we'll all watch it in one. I guarantee the fight goes at best 2 rounds. 2 rounds, I'm calling it. I reckon 2 rounds. They'll be blown off the first minute.
We'll all pay a small fucking fortune. But the thing is, I've been watching like all Eddie Hall's videos, including his eating challenges, and going, these are fucking brilliant. Big, strong boys eating things. But to finish up, it might be it's more of a rehearsal. To finish off, mate, it was so good seeing you at the championships this year. How did you find them this year? They were a ton of fun, weren't they?
Oh, they were absolutely brilliant. Actually, I think it's more fun this time than it did last time. Just obviously being a bit more relaxed into the swing and knowing more people.
Aye, and not having a camera crew following you.
I walked in and within 2 minutes, he's like, "Oh, I've not seen you in ages. I've not seen you in ages." It's got one of my pals. He's like, "I've not seen you in like an hour." Like, really sorry, I've just kind of been bumping into folk everywhere. It's
like being at a wedding and nobody's getting married.
Basically,
like, you know everybody. Well, you came in third place.
I didn't.
Not bad at all. Are we chasing a title? Do we think?
Nah, I don't really mind about that. I'm not competitive with so much with that kind of thing. Like, so long as I didn't expect to place the first time, so I was like, if I can maintain, I'll be happy. I'll not really be that upset if I lose. So, not the end of the world for me.
What's your favourite category apart from your own?
I always like seeing some of the mental stuff that folk do in freestyle. Like, especially when there was the German fellas that were there this year. Jesus Christ, every one of them just did something more ridiculous than the last. And you're like,
aye. How
long does it take you to do that?
Yeah, and they understand you, but they don't understand you at the same time.
I know.
The German guys, and I mean this with great respect, I love you all dearly. You smell amazing. But I'm always worried that I'm going to say something and they're going to take offence at it in some way. Go, welcome to Glasgow. Why would I not be welcome? I don't
know. No, I meant. Like, okay.
I like your cake. It's got pudding in the middle. It's two puddings for one. I'll say good day, and away we go. But so what's up next for you, Sean? What's up next? I mean, obviously everything we're in lockdown just now, but as things are slowly but surely opening up, fingers crossed, over the next 6 months, you got anything in the pipeline?
Currently, no. Basically, the theatre industry's gubbed for at least another year and a half. So I'm contemplating career change. Yeah. I figured this whole lockdown thing's been a bit of a boot in the arse to kind of make me evaluate my existence. So I'm contemplating career change. We'll see how that goes, if it goes. But basically, I spent the last month and a half I spoke to Shug and then to Alexander Dean and got a plan after them. And I've been kicking my own arse, trying to get myself back into ring shape because I'm contemplating getting back into wrestling.
Well.
Contemplating.
Just when you thought they were out, they pull you back in. I'm talking to, I think I'm talking to Alexander Dean next week on the ICW podcast, actually. Right. It's weird, the small world, isn't it? Right. So
I get really confused. It's at one point when somebody was like, "Oh, Alexander Dean," I was like, "Who?" "Oh, right, Southie. I know him."
Aye. It was really hard first when he actually came back. Because he was out of we won't go on about wrestling too much. Otherwise, it's a completely different show. But Alexander has a cracking beard. Maybe we can, if I can coax him in to get some bottles, maybe we can get him on the show. Why the hell not? Well, listen, all the very best with the changes in career. Let us know what you're getting up to, if you are getting up to. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, loads of people ask me what's happened with comedy and all that. At the moment,
simple as that.
I do not know until it happens.
Right.
Who knows? I know that there's some driving gigs taking place. Hopefully at the start of the next month.
Maybe. That seems. I've heard about some of the bits, but that seems a tad I don't know. Some just seems odd about it.
Yeah, people are wanting to kickstart things. It's who knows. People are keen to be entertained and what have you. So all these things will come back, and but we will stay right here on broadcast, keeping you entertained as fuck. Where can people find you if they want to say hi to in social media, keep abreast of what you're up to, or even if they want to get in touch with any job opportunities?
I would say Facebook, but I tend to try and keep that to I'll try and keep my private life private, mostly. I'm on Instagram at spartek.kenzo.
Right.
So if you're up for it, go for that.
Cool, that'll be the place to get you. We'll make sure we'll fire that in the comments along with this video as well. And hopefully we will see you at the Braw Beard Championships when they come back around.
That is very, very much what I'm home on. I enjoy going to the Braw Champs.
What's that, mate?
Enjoy going to the Braw Champs.
Are you no gone?
Oh no, I enjoy it. I'm just
right, sorry.
I'm too used to being, freelance and not being able to plan more than like a month in advance.
Oh yeah, that's a point. Fuck yeah, I would love it that way. Well, we can all pretty much say we're defo going. I love it. And of course, if you want to check out some of the stuff that's going on with the BrawBMC as well, we'll put some details in there as well. But make sure to check out everything that's going on with Braw Beard. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just quickly pop you in the green room and we'll have a quick goodbye say before we're done. Sean, thanks very much. I'll pop you in the green room. Talk to you in a sec. Please stay in touch with us. We're going to be back next Monday with another broadcast as well. If you want to have get in touch with anything that's going on at Braw Beard Oils, of course, you know where to do that. You can do it via the website or drop a message right here on the Facebook page. JJ is looking forward to hearing from you. There's loads of great products, and he's just announced that he's got some new t-shirts, boosh, and stuff coming out. And if you're one of the lucky dogs to get one of the net gators as well, let us know. Right, I've been Billy Kirkwood. We are going to see you next time on the Braw Cast. Right, very quickly. Cheers!